you wish that you had more energy, felt better both physically and mentally, slept better, were more flexible, had more strength, and improved your heart health and overall quality of life?
Yes.
All right.
Definitely.
Well, I hope so. Well, we're going to be discussing something today that fulfills all of those wishes, and that's physical activity. Hey, I'm Ashley Svaty, and I am the Nutrition, Food Safety, and Health Extension Agent for the Post-Rock District.
And I'm Jessica Kootz, the Family and Consumer Sciences Agent for the Midway District. Today we're going to talk about sitting less and moving more. And that's a way to improve your overall health throughout the day.
All right, let's get moving.
So let's think about our day. How'd you spend your time? How'd you get to work or to school? Did you drive or walk? Maybe you rode your bike or another activity. When you were at work or school, were you seated at a desk with a computer or maybe another office device? Or maybe you spent your time moving and engaged in a variety of physical activities. But chances are, if you're like most Kansans, you got in your car, drove to work while sitting, were at your workstation while sitting most of the day, only to get out of your chair to go to the restroom or do other simple tasks. Then you drove home, sat in your chair, or maybe you watched TV in bed, spent time online, or read until you went to bed. Between work and pleasure, the average Kansan spends 13 hours each day in a low energy activity like sitting. Too much sitting and too little physical activity can lead to really serious health problems. So let's discuss ways to increase our physical activity throughout the day and improve our overall health and well-being.
Yeah, that is really striking that we spend the majority of our day sitting, not moving.
13 hours.
Let's talk about the health consequences that come out of too much sitting. Well, overall, we were made to move. From prehistoric times to the present day, the body is meant to be in motion. We're going to feel better when we move. There's going to be so many benefits. So our heart, lungs, muscles, and other organs all benefit when we move more, what we were meant to do, instead of being stationary and sitting. When we're active and moving, the body works like a well-oiled machine. But when sitting for long periods at a time, just the opposite happens. The metabolism and the muscle function slow down, and in some cases, the body can even go into hibernation mode.
Wow.
That's kind of scary
That
to
is
think
scary.
about. Electrical activity in the muscles decline almost as soon as the body sits down. Along with a drop in electrical activity comes a decrease in enzyme levels, allowing your LDL cholesterol, which are the bad guys, to raise up, and then it decreases our HDL, which are the good guys. Had to think about that for a second. LDL is bad, HDL is good, and that opens the door to a higher risk of cardiovascular problems or our heart health. So when sitting, our metabolism burns calories at a slower rate than it does when we're standing, which can cause a risk for gaining weight when we're not burning as many calories. So there's a great benefit right there.
Yeah.
And sitting physically distorts the muscles, tendons, and ligaments, which can cause pain. As we can see there, this man in the picture, he has back pain. Too much sitting and too little of moving can really cause pain in our bodies. I teach an older adult physical activity and strength training program called Stay Strong, Stay Healthy that many of our agents teach. And when older adults come into the program, I hear it all the time that they just have so much pain and they want some of that pain relieved. Yeah. Well, moving more and doing the correct exercises is going to definitely relieve that pain. And once the 8 weeks is done and they've been physically active, we see great changes in their overall quality of life, and definitely their pain has decreased. And they're so happy about that.
That's great.
So all of those reasons, those horrible things that happen to our body when we're sitting down, really motivate me, and I hope motivate you to get up and moving. So Jessica's going to talk about now the difference of what physical activity is and what exercise is.
So physical activity is any body movement that requires the muscles, that works your muscles and requires more energy than resting. So things like walking, pushing a stroller, climbing the stairs, even gardening. And exercise is planned and structured physical activity over an extended period of time. So, playing tennis or basketball, dancing and Zumba, even lifting weights. Physical activity is so important for many reasons. One, including that it protects against dementia, including Alzheimer's. And it improves your quality of life and ability to do daily activities. It helps you control your weight and increases energy, promotes restful sleep, reduces the risk of falling, contributes to longevity, strengthens your bones and muscles, improves cardiovascular health, maintains or increases range of motion and flexibility, reduces chronic disease risk factors, and improves your mental health and mood, even improves your cognitive functioning. And we have even better news. You don't have to be a marathon runner to reap all these benefits of moving more. Remember this: move more, sit less. Any movement is better than nothing at all, but moving more is the best.
So you might be thinking, okay, Ashley and Jessica, I already exercise. I walk the dog in the evening. I walk during lunch. Well,
Great.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not going to
great.
discourage you from doing that. That's great. And that goes towards your recommended 150 minutes of exercise a week. And so, but I want to go back to that question that we asked you at the very beginning there. What did you do throughout your whole day? As a whole there. So were you sitting the majority of your day only to get up, use the restroom, get a drink of water, or were you active? Did you add in little bouts of physical activity standing throughout your day? Or how did your day go? Well, experts agree that the results of physical inactivity, so that sitting throughout the day, on the human body are specific and distinct from that exercise that you do in the evening or in the morning whenever you do your bout of exercise. Too much sitting is not the same as too little of exercise. So think about that for a minute.
Wow.
Too much sitting is not the same as too little exercise. In other words, 30 minutes of exercise in one part of your day cannot offset the 10 hours of sitting.
Wow.
So any little bit of exercise, physical activity, movement that you can do throughout the day will definitely help.
Yeah.
So let's learn about how to add that physical activity and more movement throughout your day when we come back.
Welcome back. So now we're going to talk about ways to include physical activity into your daily routine. Physical activity needs to be regular, permanent habit to produce benefits. Set yourself up to succeed right from the start by choosing activities that appeal to you. Exercising safely, charting your progress to see your success, and making your activity routine fit to your personal lifestyle. Here are a few ways to make physical activity a regular part of your daily life. First, always first, we encourage you to talk with your doctor about recommendations for beginning any exercise or physical activity routine. Whenever you begin a new routine, this is highly important to reduce the risk of injury. You'll want to start out slow and where you are now, not where you were 5 years ago or in high school, where you are right now today. Make it a priority. Many people live busy lives, and it's easy to put physical activity at the very back burner, at the bottom of your to-do list. But make it a point to include physical activities throughout your day. Try being active first thing in the morning before you start your day. Think of your time to exercise as a special appointment with yourself. Mark it on your calendar. Don't cancel. You also want to make it easy. If it's difficult or it costs too much, you're probably not going to be active. You are more likely to exercise if it's easy to do. So put your 2-pound weights next to your easy chair so you can strength train while you watch TV. Walk more. Walking is easy and so inexpensive. Walk the entire mall or every aisle in the grocery store when you're shopping. When you go out to the mall, walk around the block.
I love that. Walking, it's easy to do. Put a pair of sneakers by your desk,
Right.
and you're good to go. I love walking. That's my go-to exercise.
Mine too.
So another tip is to make it social. We find that you're more likely to do something if you have a friend along.
Right.
So definitely make it fun, make it social. Many people agree that having an exercise buddy keeps them going, keeps them motivated. If you don't already have an exercise buddy, find one at school, find a coworker, find anybody who has the same interests as you. And lastly, make it fun. Don't do something you don't want to do and something you don't enjoy. Nobody's going to want to do that. And it's going to give them a bad taste in their mouth about exercise.
Right.
And physical activity. If you love the outdoors, do activities outdoors. Jog, go cycling, go hiking, go walking. Take in the beautiful fresh air. Listen to music or an audiobook while walking, gardening, or raking leaves. Above all, make it an active decision. Seize all opportunities to be active throughout the day. So now at work, what can we do at work? Most of us spend the majority of our days at work. Well, the most common ways to move more at work come to mind. So we often think of, all right, well, I'm going to take the stairs instead of the elevator or escalator. I'm going to park further away from the entrance. But let's talk about more ways to move more throughout your workday. Like I mentioned before, bring your sneakers to work and have them available at your desk. Some of us might not wear the most comfortable shoes to work, but if you have your sneakers there, you're more likely to put them on. And don't forget your socks too.
Right.
Got to have a clean pair of socks.
Yes.
Having your sneakers handy won't give you any excuses for not walking over your lunch or your breaks. There's not much worse than sitting around at a table or at a meeting and just thinking, wow, my brain can't think right now. Have you ever been there?
Definitely.
Yeah. So have you guys ever heard of walking meetings?
Yeah.
Jessica and I have been on one before.
Right.
I think much better when I'm moving, walking around. And so I like to incorporate walking meetings when it's, well, of course, when it's beautiful and when it's nice out. But you can also bundle up when it's kind of chilly, get walking around, and you're going to be really surprised at how many more things you can think about, how much better it is to brainstorm, how much better we think when we're up, moving, and when we're active. Now, walking meetings are going to work best when you have one person or a couple people with you. If you have a large group, that might not be best when you're trying to have a walking meeting and talk to a large group.
Right.
But you can always try it and divvy up into smaller groups when you're doing that. If you need to write anything down during a walking meeting, bring a clipboard, something to write with, and jot down ideas. I really love going on walking meetings for so many reasons, and I encourage you to incorporate some of those in your activities throughout the day. There's a lot of fun and an easy way and excuse to get out of the office and kind of walk around. You're still working during a meeting there. So the next tip is to schedule your exercise like Jessica had mentioned before. Set an alarm for it. Set an alarm on your phone, or we were talking about some apps that there are to put on your phone. It'll give you an alarm to get up and move. Try and move at least every hour. Every hour you want to get up, move around for about 5 minutes, get that blood flowing back in your body, get feeling better. And every 30 minutes is even best. If you're sitting down, get up, stand up to go do something, go to the copier, go get a drink of water. Something to get up and move is best. Another tip is to plan on arriving to work like 5 to 10 minutes early, just so you kind of have that peace of mind to get there early, but also so you're not at a crunch to hurry up, I gotta go sit down, I have so much stuff to work on. Well, if you arrive 5 to 10 minutes early, that gives you a little more time to, hey, you know what, I'm gonna kind of walk around the block, or I'm just gonna do something that's active, and so you're not just plopping in your seat and staying there until lunchtime.
Right. I bet if you're watching this program, There's a good chance that you're sitting right now, right? Probably at home. Well, if you are, we encourage you to get up and move, at least during the commercial breaks, like we said before. In a bit, we'll show you some stretches that you can do while sitting, at home, at work, even while you're waiting for a friend. But remember to limit the amount of time that you spend sitting and work to increase the amount of time you're active. If you have a stationary bike or a treadmill, put those in front of the TV so you can be entertained while you're moving, and you won't even think about it. Time will just fly by. If you don't have one of those, get creative and perform sit-ups or push-ups, squats, lunges, crunches. If you're performing chores around the house, don't always use those modern-day conveniences. If you're able to, push mow your lawn. Really think about pushing and pulling that vacuum when you're at home. Wash your dishes by hand. Get out and manually open your garage door. Stretch your legs as you brush your teeth. Increase the number of times that you walk around the bed every morning when you make it. If it's not too heavy, maybe try carrying your trash out to the curb instead of dragging it or pulling it. Go visit a close neighbor instead of calling them on the phone. That's even a great tip at work. Instead of sending an email or picking up the phone, just go down the hall to talk to a coworker. When calling somebody on the phone that you can't go visit, maybe just stand instead of sit. You could march in place. Planting a garden is always great. Weeding, planting, and digging are great ways of physical activity. Plan to get active with your family. Schedule a day each week to do something active that you all love. Play a game, maybe basketball or soccer. Go bowling. Play frisbee with your dog. Ride bikes. Try something new to allow movement and bonding time.
And when you start thinking about ways that you can be more active at home and at work, the opportunities are endless.
Really, they are.
If you need to go downtown for something and your office is close to downtown and, you've got your sneakers in your office, so there's really no excuse, and you've got sneakers at your house, go walk to the post office, do those errands, and it's going to really benefit you in the long run.
Right.
Okay, and now traveling. Whether you travel a lot or a little for work or for pleasure, follow these tips when you are out traveling to keep moving and feeling good. So if you're going on a road trip, plan regular breaks so that you can stop, use the restroom, get out, stretch your legs, walk around. I like to take a lot of breaks when I'm on road trips.
Me too.
The people in the car might not like it so much, but we need to get out and stretch a little bit.
Right.
So just plan those in to your time that you're estimating.
Yeah.
If you're staying in a hotel, take the stairs instead of the elevator. That's going to definitely help you out unless your luggage is extremely heavy, then you don't want to hurt yourself. And plan to use the gym. If there's a gym there, bring your sneakers along with you, bring some comfortable clothes that you can exercise in, and if there's a swimming pool, bring your swimsuit.
Right, great idea.
Swimming is an excellent way to get physical activity, and it's great for all ages. If your hotel doesn't have a gym, which some don't, there are exercises that you can do in your room, and we're going to be showing you some of those in just a bit. Welcome back. We hope that you were out moving during the commercial breaks. Now we're going to be showing you some stretches and that you can do at your desk. Let's say after that morning walk or after that lunch walk that you were on, some stretches to get the blood flowing in your body. So up on the screen there, the first one that we have is the shoulder stretch. So we'll show you that one in person here. You're just going to bring one arm over and just like this, you're going to feel it right here in your upper arm. You're going to want to hold these stretches for approximately 15 seconds till you feel it, and then you are going to just switch arms for the other way. The next stretch there in the second picture is the back stretch. You are going to bring your arms out in front of you, just like this. You're going to feel that. You feel it, Jessica?
Right in the shoulder blades.
Yeah. You can do this when standing or if you're sitting at your desk, just like the first one. And then you can also, once you go the put your hands in front of you. You can put your hands behind you like this. If you can't quite put your hands together, you can just bring your arms back like this, and you are going to feel it just like that.
I love that one when I've been sitting too long, you know, especially at your computer.
Yes,
feels really good. Opens up those
definitely.
shoulders.
And then once we're talking about the shoulders, another great one to do is shoulder rolls. And that one, we're just gonna look straight forward and we're gonna roll our shoulders. Kind of loosens everything up.
Yeah, it feels great.
Feels good if we're at our computer typing away, not realizing how much of the days went by working on a project.
That's right.
Loosen things up there.
We can also go the opposite way too.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got it. Okay, the next one is the upper arm stretch right there in the middle. With this one, you're going to give yourself a pat on the back with one hand, and then bring your other hand right back and try and get your fingers to touch. You're going to hold that one, and it's going to be a great stretch there. And then you're going to give yourself a pat on the back with the other hand and stretch that same way. And this one you can really feel. This is a good stretch.
Is there a way to modify this stretch if your arms don't touch?
That's a great
Or your
question.
hands?
Yes, you can have a towel behind your back and you can just grip up on a towel. So if your hands go here or here, you can have a towel there so that you have something to grip onto. That's a great question.
Yeah, great idea.
The next stretch right there is the calf stretch. When we perform the calf stretch, just check out the picture there. She's holding on to a chair, but you can hold on to anything, a table, a couch, anything that is a comfortable height for you. And when you put your feet on the ground, both feet are going to be flat on the ground there, and the back leg is going to be nice and straight, and the front leg is going to be bent. When you bend that front leg, you're going to want to make sure that the knee is not over the toe. With stretches, if the knee is over the toe, that can cause knee pain. And we don't want to cause knee pain. We're trying to decrease the amount of pain that we have if we do have pain. So when we're doing these stretches, we want to make sure we're doing them correctly and not going to hurt ourselves. I'll let Jessica hold this for a second. That last one there is the hamstring stretch. This one you can do if you're sitting in a chair. You can put your foot on the floor. You're going to point your toe to the sky. You're going to reach down and reach. You're going to feel it in your leg here. Get the muscle stretching here. This is great. You really feel this one after you go on a walk. And Jessica and I were talking. You definitely feel a stretch. If you didn't stretch after you exercise, you're going to feel that the next day.
Definitely.
So I'm one of those people who definitely have to walk the dog every night. If I don't stretch after I go on a walk, I'm going to feel that the day afterwards. So highly recommend doing these stretches.
This back to you. So we've got a couple more things that you can do, some desk exercises you can do while you're watching TV or just while you're at home or while you're at work sitting at your desk. So one of them is, we did the shoulder rolls, but also the head turn, just to stretch out that neck. So you go to one side, hold for maybe 10 or 15 seconds or whatever's comfortable, go back to center, go to the other side. Do this a couple times and it really stretches out that neck. And if you're like us, sometimes we're just sitting at our computers working all day and your neck gets tight, your shoulders get tight. It's important to stretch and get those loose.
I love that one.
I do too. And because we're sitting, we're using our fingers on our keyboards a lot. So finger rolls are another thing. You do it on both hands, switching. So start 5 fingers out, then just go to each one.
Really makes you think a different way.
It does. It looks really simple, but you know, ideally you should be able to hold your 3 fingers up at the end and they not be kind of crooked like mine.
That's all right.
But then make sure you do it on the other hand because you want to be balanced. Yeah.
So those you can do anytime.
Anytime, yeah. Sitting in the car even while you're traveling, sitting in
yeah.
your hotel room.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right. So we want you to stick with this stuff. So action plans are something that we both use. It's a fantastic tool. we use for our programs, and both of us use for personal use. It allows us to put our goals onto paper and gives us a better chance of success in many ways. An action plan is based on something you want to do. So Ashley and I are hoping that after hearing about this program, you'd really love to increase your physical activity. Let's help you succeed by making an action plan to suit your needs.
Action planning is a great tool to use to make weekly action plans so that you can set yourself up for success.
Right.
Because once you succeed at something, you're most likely to keep succeeding.
Right.
Let these little successes build and compound for your big goal. So if you're wanting to move more and sit less, action plans are a great tool for that.
Yeah.
So action planning, you want to build your action plan on something you want to do, not something someone else wants you to do. It has to be an internal, you want to do it. And we also recommend that it should be achievable within this week. We do that so you can stay on track and check off and make comments on your progress there. So we want it to be achievable within the week. We want it to answer these specific questions: what, how much, when, and how often. Then lastly there, you see, how confident are you? We want a confidence level of 7 or more with your action plan. And this is because we want you to succeed.
Right,
if you go through your action plan and you're not very confident, let's say you have a confidence level of 5. Well, what we recommend you to do is to go back into your action plan and figure out, okay, what can I change in this personal action plan to make it so that I can boost my confidence level to at least a 7, because I want to succeed on this action plan. So some examples of action plans regarding physical activity are: this week, I will walk 10 minutes before work, at lunch, and after work 3 days this week. You notice I didn't put every day this week. We also caution you not to put every day when you're starting out, because if you say every day and let's say something happens, life happens, we don't want you to get derailed. We would rather you put 3 to 5 days and you succeed, knock it out of the park, and do it all 7 days, rather than you saying you're going to do it for 7 days and life happens and you weren't able to accomplish that. So 3 to 5 days is a great goal when you're starting out. Another one is: this week I will park in the furthest spot from my entrance 3 days this week. And 3 days again, hey, you know what? What if it's raining? What if it's snowing?
Right.
Life happens.
Yeah.
Another one: this week I will set my alarm on my phone to move at least 5 minutes every hour for 3 days. You see how we did those there? All right, great. And if you want any help at all, or if you want some of the action planning sheets, contact your local extension office and we're happy to get those for you. Those are from one of our publications and we're happy to get it for you anytime you'd like.
Yes. So as we close out this program, we want to leave you with this. Regular physical activity is important to both physical and mental health. No matter your size, shape, or age, an active lifestyle throughout your lifespan is one of the most important things you can do for well-being. And please, don't hesitate to contact your local extension office with any questions regarding increasing your physical activity or action planning. We hope that you learned some new ways to increase your physical activity and put it into your daily life and your daily routine to improve your overall health.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.